A scorching summer afternoon on the Serengeti grasslands, the dry wind blows through the silent, barren old acacia trees. The mother and cub lion trudged across the yellow grass, seeking shade from the blazing sun. The lioness discovered a narrow crevice between a giant granite boulder, mistaking it for a safe resting place. It tried to crawl in to avoid the sun, but its large shoulder was stuck in the narrow mouth, unable to move back. The hoarse roar echoed, mixed with the sound of wind and sand, causing the entire grassland to hold its breath in anxiety. The frightened lion cub ran around the rock, occasionally whining, its wet eyes looking at its mother in despair. The sun was beating down, the tree's shade was too far away, the heat was like fire making the baby exhausted. Just then, a green pickup truck from the Serengeti Ranger Station rumbled down the dirt road. In the car were the calm Samuel Ndlovu and the agile Amina Kweka, who had just finished a tiring midday round. They heard a strange intermittent roar, immediately slowed down, and steered the car through the dry thorny bushes. The sight before them made them both freeze. The lioness' head was stuck in a dark crevice in the rock. The lion cub stood close to the rock, emaciated from the heat, but showed no sign of aggression, only groaning sadly. Samuel took a quick look at the terrain, whispered safety procedures to Amina, then checked the distance with his binoculars. Amina opened the toolbox, inserted the anesthetic arrow, wiped the needle tip with alcohol, and took a deep breath to calm herself. The arrow flew, pinning the mother lioness' shoulder. Her roar gradually weakened and died down like a sigh. The lion cub took a few steps forward, snorting low, but still lying down within sight, seeming to understand the rescue. Two rangers approached from behind the rock, trying to pull the mother lion's body, but her heavy body seemed motionless. Samuel passed the rope through his armpits first. Amina held his hips. Both tried to coordinate a light pull, but the result was still impossible. They shined a light into the crack and realized that the sharp edge of the rock was cutting into his neck. Any strong pull would cause injury. Amina suggested widening the opening. Samuel nodded, taking the hammer, chisel, and safety glasses from the toolbox. The sound of hammers hitting rocks echoed like dry thunder. Gray dust flew everywhere, and the sun continued to burn relentlessly. The granite was stubborn and hard, each chisel barely chipping the edge, causing sweat to streak Samuel's forehead. Amina took turns hammering, her arms aching. The lion cub lay patiently watching, occasionally snorting softly. An hour passed. The edge of the cliff moved only slightly. They knew they would need a cutter if they were to free themselves in time. Samuel ran to the car, pulled the handheld ice cutter. Amina spread out the dust cover and checked the water tank. Sparks flew like a shower of stars. The sound of cutting blades was deafening, and stone dust mixed with the smell of burnt metal. The narrow crevice gradually widened. Small pieces of rock flakes separated from the body of the boulder, revealing a new, sparkling surface. Amina kept watering the cub to cool it down, keeping an eye on it and keeping a safe distance between them. When the edge of the rock is soft enough, they switched to chisels, tapping rhythmically along the cut line to break further. A large piece fell heavily, creating a significant gap. Samuel tried to reach out to check the crushed neck. The scratch was bleeding profusely, but not deep enough to reach an artery. Amina prepared bandages, gauze, and antiseptic solution. The two waited a few minutes for the dust to clear, then counted to 3 and used all their strength to pull the lion's body out. The heavy body moved little by little. The ground shook slightly. The lion cub raised its head nervously, its tail wagging slightly in anticipation. After 3 adjustments to the rope and position, Samuel knelt as a fulcrum. Amina pulled it sideways, and the lion's body slid out completely. They laid it on its side, its head propped up by a rolled-up cloth bag. Amina quickly wiped away the dust and blood. Samuel opened the first aid kit, poured povidone iodine solution onto gauze, and gently washed around the wound to prevent infection. He wrapped the elastic bandage around his neck, trying to keep it tight enough so he wouldn't have trouble breathing when he woke up. Amina took some beef from the cooler, placed it safely, and added a bowl of cool water to help the lion cub relax. The baby drank water with gusto, then ate small bites, eyes never leaving its mother, ears listening for any noise. The two rangers backed into the car, closed the door quietly, looked at their watches, and estimated the time it took for the anesthetic to take effect. The sun gradually moved, the shadow of the rock lengthened, the chirping of insects became the background music of the wait. After about 15 minutes, the lioness stirred slightly, her eyelashes fluttered, her breathing deepened, her tail moving slowly. Amina lowered the car window and gently reassured it, so that the familiar human voice wouldn't startle it. Samuel looked at the bandage, saw that the blood was not flowing anymore, nodded in satisfaction, but still kept an absolutely safe distance. The lion cub pressed its cheek against its mother's neck, emitting a warm purr, as if welcoming the return to safe shore. The mother lioness opened her eyes completely, looked around dimly, then touched her nose to her cub's forehead, licking it lightly as a thank you. It smelled the meat, struggled to raise its head, let the baby pull the piece closer, and both began to eat. The wind blew cooler, thin clouds moved in, reducing the scorching sun, making the wound less painful. Amina recorded the time of recovery, the condition of the wound, the amount of water drunk, to report to the regional rescue center. Samuel took some photos of the scene, marking the GPS coordinates, in case he needed to monitor the health of the local lion pride. After the mother and child finished eating, the mother lion lay down to rest, occasionally looking back at the car as if considering something. Then it stood up with difficulty, took a few tentative steps, its neck movement was limited but no longer chafed. The baby walked close by, occasionally rubbing its head against the bandage, smelling the antiseptic scent still lingering in the wind. Amina put some extra meat aside, backed up to the car, leaving space for them to leave at any time. Samuel turned on the radio to give a short report, asked for post-rescue tracking instructions, and updated the coordinates for the remote monitoring team. Outside, the mother lion raised her head again, looking at the two people through the glass, her eyes calm and unusually calm. It touched its nose to the cub's forehead, both making a soothing sound, like reassurance after a panic attack. Before leaving, Amina used binoculars to check the collar one more time, making sure there were no signs of unusual swelling. Samuel placed a temporary tag nearby, with a code number, to make it easier to identify the rescued individual later. The clouds gradually dispersed, the sky became clearer, and the shadows cast shimmering shadows on the grass, like a new carpet spread across the prairie. The mother lion took a few more steps, tried to roar softly, the sound was rounder, no longer choked from the pain. The calf circled ahead, leading its mother away from the troublesome rock and toward the shady low grass. Amina smiled, let out a long sigh, the feeling of fatigue gradually disappeared, leaving only pure joy. Samuel closed his notebook, looking at the new cracks in the rock, silently remembering the lesson about dangerous terrain. They left the scene quiet, with only the smell of disinfectant, traces of stone dust, and a tarp covering the rubble. Mother and child lay down to rest for a while, their heads leaning against each other, their ears flapping lightly in the wind, listening to the birds singing in the distance. As the sun slanted down, they stood up, walked slowly, occasionally stopping to lick their bandages, then continued walking. Amina turned her camera to capture that moment, a simple but meaningful frame, capturing the heart of the forest ranger profession. Samuel started the engine and the pickup rolled away, leaving a light dust trail behind it, towards the Serengeti Central Ranger Station. On the radio, he reported the completion of the rescue, emphasizing the temporary placement of camera traps to monitor the individual's health. Amina suggested increasing warning signs around the rocks to prevent similar animal entanglements during peak heat days. Samuel agreed, making notes on the patrol plan, providing drinking water and protective gear for cutting shifts. The story in the Serengeti ends with silent gratitude, and a promise to meet again in the gentle nature.